The question that people have been asking me a lot lately is, how do you manage your time? Because people see that I'm a doctor who works full-time in the hospital, but I also have my own business. I got this YouTube channel, I write blogs, I produce music, I invest in commercial real estate, and I try to make it seem like I have an exciting social life. I get a lot of email, Twitter, and Instagram DMs asking for advice about time management. So in order to better manage my time, I've decided to make this video. So I'll start by sharing my simple time management framework with you, and at the end of the video, I'll reveal one of my biggest time management hacks ever. So for me, time management comes down to mindset and methods, with a bigger emphasis on mindset. So for me, there are 3 mindset principles. First, you have to realize that you have complete control over how you want to spend your time. When you tell yourself, I don't have time for that, what you really mean is it's not a priority right now. Because I believe that at any moment, we are always doing what we want to be doing most. Second, I realized that productivity is a state of balance. You have to balance how you spend your time, your energy, and your attention. Because even if you master time management, but your energy is low, you eat poorly, you don't exercise, you don't sleep enough, or your attention is all over the place, you're always distracted, or you can't focus, well, then time management doesn't really matter, does it? The third idea is the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from only 20% of your efforts. In medicine, 80% of my time is spent caring for the sickest 20% of patients. With YouTube, 80% of my views come from only 20% of my videos. And in our business, 80% of our revenue comes from 20% of our customers. If you can identify that vital 20% in your situation and focus most of your productivity there, then you'll get massive results. So those are my 3 principles, and I found that once I made those slight mindset shifts, my time management improved just like that. So now let's talk about time management methods. And for me, it involves 2 general strategies: multiplying your time and dividing your time. So let's talk about multiplication first. Multiplying your time means doing something today that will give you more time tomorrow. So sometimes it means doing the hard things up front so that it'll pay off later on. So for example, taking the time to set up autopay for your rent and utilities will cost a lot of time up front, but you save time in the long run. Something that has helped me tremendously in medical school was to commit extra time up front in learning how to learn. So I wasn't just spending time studying medicine, I was also investing my time learning how to study. I was reading neuroscience, cognitive behavioral science, and psychology, and I really wanted to understand how my brain works, and I wanted to understand how to study smarter. It took a lot of time commitment up front, but learning these skills allowed me to spend less time studying in the long run because I was doing it more efficiently. So if you're interested in learning how to learn, I've compiled everything I know into this playlist that you can find right here. So multiplying your time means doing things today that will pay off tomorrow, but it also means not doing things today that won't pay off tomorrow. So it works both ways. I had to learn to use my judgment and not waste my time doing things that didn't matter at the moment. And to help me figure out what tasks really matter, I like to use the focus funnel. It's something I learned from Rory Vaden, author of Procrastinate on Purpose. So basically, when you're deciding whether or not to do a task, you can mentally run it through the focus funnel. So you start with a task, you run it through the first part of the funnel, which is eliminate. You ask yourself, does this task need to be done at all? If not, then don't do it. So next you ask, can I automate it? Can technology do it for me? Is it a recurring task that can be handled with software or an app or something like that? If not, then next you ask, can it be delegated? Does this task need to be done by you, or can you have someone else do it? Can you have a friend, an assistant, a freelancer? If this task can't be delegated, you are left with 2 options: concentrate or procrastinate. And this all depends on urgency. So if this task can only be done by you and it needs to be done now, then you just gotta concentrate and get it done. If it doesn't need to be done now, then you can procrastinate on it. But you're procrastinating on purpose, and this is the only time when it's okay. So this means the task would put all the way back to the top of the funnel to be run down again later. And you might find that if you keep procrastinating on a non-urgent task, then eventually you find a way to eliminate it or delegate it, or maybe some new technology will come along and it will help you automate it. Okay, so that was multiplying your time. Now let's talk about dividing your time. Dividing your time means giving a clear start and finish to your most important tasks. So when you don't have a clear start date, you are more likely to put off getting started. And when you don't give yourself a clear deadline, then you risk unintentionally procrastinating. So a simple way to divide your time is by batching. You have a set time during the week when you do all your laundry at the same time instead of spreading it out. Or you have a set time during the week when you run all your dishes in the dishwasher, or you do all your meal prep at the same time, or you sit down and shoot all your YouTube videos in one sitting. For me, a very dramatic way that I employ batching is with my hospital work schedule. So my medical specialty is hospital medicine, and one of the reasons why I chose to be a hospitalist was for the shift work. We are one of the few doctors that can actually batch our work schedule. So I work an entire week and then I get an entire week off, and then the cycle repeats itself. It's basically called 7 on, 7 off. So in total, I just work half the year, but I get paid a full-time salary because I'm still putting in full-time hours. It's just that 2 weeks are condensed into 1 week. So another method to divide your time is time blocking. You set a clear start and end time in your calendar to get something done. So for example, I set half an hour every morning when I get to work to quickly check my email, and I set half an hour every evening after dinner to check my email. That way I'm not constantly distracting myself by checking email multiple times throughout the day. You can also do this with social media. You can set half an hour or an hour aside in the evening to check social media and catch up with your social life. That way you aren't getting distracted throughout the day. Another way to divide your time is by time blocking your studies or time blocking your work. It's a strategy that's helped me out tremendously. So when you time block your studies, or if you're no longer a student, when you time block your work, when you set a clear start and end time to when you want to be working each day, then 2 amazing things happen. First is that you naturally try to identify the important 20%. Remember from the 80-20 rule. So since I've told myself that I'm only going to study during this block of time, I suddenly feel pressed for time, and so I'm naturally going to want to focus the majority of my attention on the most important material, which is the 20% of the material that will make up 80% of the questions on the test. The second magical thing that happens when you time block your studies is that you force yourself to stop studying at the end of the day, and you allow yourself to recuperate. You allow yourself to unwind, relax, enjoy time with your friends and family, and most importantly, get some good sleep. Because why would you have a sophisticated time management system when you don't even have the energy to carry it out? All right, so you've made it this far through the video, so now I'm gonna share my biggest time management hack of all. Yes, I do YouTube and business and music and real estate and all that stuff, but I don't do it alone. I manage this with my little brother, Matty. And I gotta say, Matty is basically another version of me. We grew up together, we never fought, ever. We went to the same high school, we went to the same college, we went to the same medical school. So what I mean is, when you wanna get more things done, the hack is to clone an identical version of yourself so that you can cover more ground. So I'm only partly kidding, because it's actually not as simple as it seems. Because Matty is also gonna be a doctor, and he also has his own life to juggle, and he lives in a different time zone. We're 3 hours apart. So there's that whole mess of trying to coordinate our schedules with each other. And I know that Matty plans to make his own video about how he manages his time, but I think it would be really cool to make a video about how we both manage our time together. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then let me know in the comments below and we can definitely put that together. But over the past few months, we've tried to package everything that we've learned about living a balanced and productive life into an online course that we plan to release for free on Skillshare. So when it's up, you can find the special link in the description below. It's an easy way to support us. You get to watch our productivity course along with the other courses that we have on Skillshare. We get to make a little bit of money in the process at no cost to you. So I just want to thank you in advance. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time.